So throughout the Warriors dynasty, they have made some pretty good picks from positions where you would think they wouldn't find these like star caliber players. And that's more of a shout out to their scouting team because they are the reason why they find these guys. The most recent example is Jordan Poole being selected 29th back in 2019, and then one of the more famous ones being selecting future Hall of Famer Draymond Green 35th overall back in 2012. And these two guys are big factors as to why the Warriors are such big title favorites here in the present day. And here we are after the Warriors won yet another championship, and we are in a new season now. And they made another interesting selection in the 2022 NBA draft a few months back, specifically in the first round, when they drafted Patrick Baldwin Jr. out of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, which is a Division I school that plays in the smaller Horizon League, in which Baldwin had a pretty disappointing season, averaging 12 points per game on 34% shooting, and shot 26% from beyond the arc this past season for the Panthers. Also, he dealt with a nagging ankle problem from high school that sidelined him for a majority of the season. He only played 11 games, and also missed playing in the Summer League back in July and August for the Warriors as well. So with all this being out there, you may be asking, why is this guy a potential steal in the draft, and why is this even the title? Well, here's the thing. Patrick Baldwin Jr. back in high school, not too long ago, he wasn't just some regular guy. He was in fact one of the top 5 players in his class in the country, being ranked 5th overall in his class and had many offers from big-time colleges like Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, and UNC. And during those days, he was seen as an elite shooting prospect and was seen as a guy that was almost a for sure lottery pick whenever he came out. Then, not to also mention his size. At 6'9", being able to be a versatile scorer from different spots around the floor made him even more of an intriguing prospect for all these teams trying to recruit him during that time period. And it now leads to why I think he can become a steal in this draft class if all goes well and the injuries don't haunt him like last year when he was in college. I believe there was no better spot for a guy like him to go to than the Golden State Warriors. I mean, there just wasn't. It was a perfect fit. When I saw it during draft night, I was like, wow, that was a nice pickup. I didn't even expect it, but I was like, that was a solid, good pickup that it just fits well. The Warriors were really like the only team that could have done that, and I would have been like, all right, good pickup. And the reason being is the Warriors know how to get the best out of whoever is on the floor with that untapped potential. And right now that untapped potential is Patrick Baldwin Jr. And who knows what can happen for his career, as he can end up being a key piece to this interesting young core if it all clicks. Now obviously he probably won't play much this upcoming season for the Warriors, but he'll definitely get reps in the G League, like Jonathan Kuminga did and Moses Moody did this past season for the Warriors as well. And I think him practicing with the guys like Steph, Clay, Draymond, and even the preseason and all these games, those things are going to help him. And then obviously getting the in-game reps in the G League, those things can help him get into form. And he has the tools. And the Warriors being kind of the perfect team that could have possibly selected this kind of player can make Patrick Baldwin Jr. end up being one of the biggest steals in the 2022 NBA draft. And it just comes down to this. Which sample size is the real Patrick Baldwin Jr.? Is it the 11-game sample size in college? Is he a guy that is not really a scorer like that? He's just a volume scorer? Or is he like a big-time bucket getter like he was in high school? And that's something that, we've seen with a lot of guys. We saw with Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox was a big-time high school player. He was selected in the lottery by the Knicks and never really came to form. You look at Cam Reddish, another big-time high school guy. He went to Duke, had a decent year, and now here he is in the NBA. We don't even know what his role is. There's a lot of guys like this, and sometimes it's about opportunity and, just the role that you're in or the team that you're on. And with Patrick Baldwin Jr. being on the Golden State Warriors, a team that knows how to develop, and obviously we've seen it with Jordan Poole, and we're going to see it with Kuminga, as I think he'll have a pretty good year as well, and all these other young guys, the Warriors know what they're doing. And Patrick Baldwin Jr. being the player that he is, the skill set that he has, can make him possibly the biggest steal in this draft class when we look back 5 years from now, if all things go well and, injuries don't bother him, or if he flat out was just not that guy, because that could be the case. He can end up never being that guy and never being like a decent player. He can end up being horrible. Who knows? But he has the untapped potential. It's going to be interesting to see what happens down the road for his career with him being in such a good location for it to start off. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Patrick Baldwin Jr. is a potential solid player in this league? Does he have the tools to do it? I think he does. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.